Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Politi-tics on Untethered Live. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and tonight we're going to talk about Biden backing out. We're going to talk about Kamalageddon and RFK boarding the Trump train. That's going to be nice. We'll see how that works. How's everybody doing? How's your week been? Are you enjoying the night off? Are you having a good weekend? That's what I want to know. Jack, you're first in chat. He says everybody wants the first woman president. I want Trump. He speaks the truth. America. I agree, Jack, and here's your gold star. You get it for being first. Who do you vote for? Who do you think I vote for? Trump all day, says Jack. Patty's in the house. She says, hello from Tennessee. Hello, Patty. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Amanda says, hi, chat. Good to see you all. I hope everyone's weekend is going good so far. Hiya, Jake. How are you tonight? Very nice. Can't complain. My air conditioner's back on, so that's a good thing. I fixed it. It's just too hot to sit here and be hot, so had to fix it. Amanda says, Jack, here's your gold star, and hi, Patty. Turkey. Patty Turkey. Patty says, hi, Amanda. How is everybody? You guys having a good weekend? Are you getting drunk? Are you ready to talk some politically leaning stuff that'll eventually, inevitably turn into Bible talk? I am. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with Jake and talk about the world and the week? If so, go to the kitchen and pour yourself up a nice hot cupper and come sit down at the table and enjoy conversation. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It's fantastic. It has my face on it. How can you go wrong with that? Also, hit that like button. We have a goal of 20 likes tonight, so let's see if we can reach it. Let's see if we can get that 20 likes. Subscribe, share, support, join, and Super Chat is available should you want to show some love to the old Jakester. My mustache is tingling. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I have all good things happening. Patty says, hi, Amanda. I read that one. Jack says, I got my air conditioner on, and I am cold. Well, mine just came back on, and it hasn't cooled down yet, so I'm sweating like a sinner in church. You know how it is. That's all right, though. I shall make it. I shall be okay. I'll just do this a few times. Oh, baby. Don't be looking at my chest. And give it an hour. Yeah, it'll take about an hour to cool off in here. It'll be all right. I got it fixed. That's the thing that matters. Anyway, I've had a good week. Whipmaster, what's up, brother? Mr. Jake, what's up, boss? Hey, Whipmaster, good to see you. Come on in. Take your shoes off. It's going to be nice. I got some very special guitars shipped to me from California this week. Some belong to some of the family of my sister. And my sister went up there and got them and sent them to me. So somewhere around August 30th, they should be here. And I'm going to do a video and unbox them. It's going to be nice. I shall share my exploits with you. She might even be here tonight. Who knows? She does have some free time. Amanda says, hi, Whip. Whipmaster says, what's up, chat? And Jack says, I got to go to sleep. It's past my bedtime. Well, we just got started, Jack. Why would you show up just to tell us you're going to bed? Are you lonely? Do you want somebody to tuck you in? You be a good boy and get into bed now. Daddy will come tuck you in a minute. Whipmaster says, oh, boy, you going to show them off to us. Yes, I am. It's going to be nice. And there's potentially more where that came from. If I can find a way to get them from California to here without costing $400 a guitar or two, I might could get more. Cost me $400 to have 2 shipped here. 2. There's 20. So, you know. It might not be 20. It might be like 12. But there's a bunch of them anyway. And amps. Some nice tube amps. Stuff like that. I'd like to get my hands on it. It's kind of hard, though, because that's on the other side of the country. But whatever comes my way, I will share with you. I will make videos. It will produce content. Amanda says, woohoo, Jake gets new toys. Exciting. I'm excited. I got lots of toys, but I could always use more. Guitars are like women, and I want them all. Amanda says, he wants attention, LOL. Who wants attention? Me? Oh, Jack wants attention. Yeah, apparently so. Whipmaster says, dang, and Jack says, I just want someone to read me a bedtime story. Well, close your eyes and listen to me talk and pretend there's a book in front of me. Whipmaster says, what's your thoughts on RFK Jr. endorsing Trump? I think it's a good thing. I like RFK. If he wasn't a Democrat, I would vote for him. Problem is he's a Democrat through and through, which means he will vote for Democrat things. He doesn't know the difference. That's a problem. In today's society, that is a liability. So that's the reason he didn't get my vote. But him joining the Trump train, not only has Trump said that he would put him in the cabinet, which is a good deal for RFK, but he will be able to investigate some very important things that are happening in our nation, such as the sickness of our children. That's one thing he's passionate about. So I look forward to seeing that happen. Lord knows we need somebody to pay attention to that right now. And that's my thoughts on RFK joining Trump. And if I could listen to the guy talk, I would probably listen to everything he's got to say, but I can't stand his voice. Sounds like a vacuum cleaner. It's horrible. Horrible. Sounds like he's holding his breath, trying to talk. I understand that it's a problem from vaccinations when he was a child, paralyzed his vocal cords. But as a fellow vocal cord endangered person, I don't like hearing that sort of thing. We love your voice, Jake. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. I wish I could give you my voice. You hadn't heard it in a while. And Amanda says, I think that's the best thing RFK did, Whip. I think so, too. And also, Tulsi Gabbard is joining the team as well. That's fantastic. I would vote for her as the next president. I don't know why all the lefties don't want to vote for her. They want Kamala, though. They don't want a woman who's actually served in the military, who actually has some empathy. I think she's very strong and very smart, and I wouldn't have a problem seeing her be president. But what they got up there ain't it, and everybody knows it. What about our first lady? Are you talking about Melania? Because that's the only first lady I recognize. Or are you talking about Kamala Harris's husband? Because technically, if she wins, he'll be the first lady, which is weird. That's not a position I would take. Amy Elizabeth, how are you? Greetings and felicitations and salutations from Lake Lemon, Indiana. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Whipmaster says, yep, I think he'll be a great guy behind the scenes. LOL, he isn't the best speaker. He's a fantastic speaker. He just can't get it out of his mouth. He needs to take the position of the sign language guy and let somebody else talk for him. That'd be a subversion of expectations, wouldn't it? Jack says, how's Biden? Did he make it into the old folks' home? I have no idea, but I know he decided not to run again, which is rumor was bantied around there for a little while that he was going to come back out and try to run again. Nope. They have effectively disemboweled his chances of being president ever again. They pushed him out like a bad habit. That's what happens when you go senile. The Democrats only care about you as far as you can gain them power. That's it. And all you Democrats out there need to learn that. You need to come to terms with the fact that you are fodder. They do not care about you as a person. And if you become not useful, they will push you out like a bad habit too. So as far as I can tell. All of which is my opinion. Don't listen to me. I'm a YouTube mouthpiece. Pay attention to the little blue squares at the bottom of the screen. They tell you the truth. Amanda says, hi, Amy. Whipmaster says, poor feller sounds like he's permanently choked up, right? Sounds like he's holding his breath and trying to talk. Jack says, about time. People liked him. Liked who? Who did people like, Jack? Are you talking about RFK or Biden? No, people did not like Biden. Nobody I know liked Biden anyway. Amy Elizabeth says, I don't trust RFK Jr. He's pro-abortion, pro-affirmation action, pro-affirmative action, pro-anti-school choice, and anti-Second Amendment. He tweeted that the NRA should be categorized as a terrorist group. Well, I agree with you there. However, he won't be in charge. Trump will be in charge, and the things that he is good about, the things he does have passion for, those will be the things that he works on, such as finding the root cause of what's making our children sick. What else is he into? I forgot. Vaccinations and probably some other stuff. I don't know much about RFK. But what I do know is that him and Trump agree on some fundamental issues, and I think that's what the direction they're going to go. So RFK won't be making decisions in Trump's orbit. You know, Trump makes the decisions. Amanda says, I can't listen to RFK long. Me either. Linda Davis, hi, darling. She says, hi, all in chat. Happy Saturday, smiley face. Welcome to Politi-tics. Come on in. Baby, take your clothes off. Shoes off. Come on in. Baby, take your shoes off. Amanda says, hi, Linda. This coffee must be spiked. It's good, though. I feel like a cigar. What do you think? Bathroom break? Well, go take one. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to raise your hand to go to the bathroom, Jack. Just go. You're a big boy now. Linda Davis says, hi, Amanda Turkey. You kids and your turkeys. Pick one. Gold, red, or black? Jack says, I want a turkey. You want a turkey? Well, go catch one. I think I'll go with red. Whipmaster says RFK's usefulness comes from how he can bridge the middle to the right. And definitely don't think he was a great presidential pick. Maybe for VP for the purpose of winning, not leading. I agree with that, Whipmaster. I don't think he's a strong candidate for president either. But I think that he does have some usefulness to him. It just ain't what he wants to do. It's a lovely mocha cigar. Very nice. Thank you for the cigar, by the way. It's lovely. How are you guys doing? Who do you think should be added to Trump's cabinet? Should he win? Whipmaster says, if I was RFK, I'd never want to be in the political spotlight. I mean, half his family was assassinated by the government. I know, right? Unfortunately, they didn't know that at the time. People suspected it, but it didn't come out till recently that definitely the government did it. So he was, and working for government and being involved with them, he probably didn't have any clue that they were behind it. Now he knows. Patty says, I like RFK, and he will make a difference. He wasn't left enough for his family. He's looking at what he can offer to make America great again. See, I think that's the right idea. And also, I think the right way to run a country is bipartisan. I think you should have both things going. Some things should happen that we don't agree with. Some things that happen that we should happen that we should agree with. And that's the way you make a good negotiation. That pleases everybody and nobody. Government should go very slowly and very deliberately and work on both sides of the aisle. That's the only way it can function properly. Otherwise, regardless of which way it goes, it's ideological imprisonment. Either half the country is under the spell of one candidate and the other half of the country feels like they're being oppressed, or you get a candidate like Ronald Reagan who does things for both sides, like Donald Trump. And I think that's okay. And I am a Republican. I'm a conservative, not a Republican. But I think that both sides deserve to be at the table. To some degree. That woke nonsense, that's where I draw the line. Hard left? No. Moderate left? I can live with that. Patty says, right. He has what Trump needs. And Whipmaster says, Vivek Ramaswamy and Tucker Carlson could be good statesmen. I think that they should make up his cabinet. I think it should be Tucker Carlson, Vivek Ramaswamy, Kid Rock, Joe Rogan, Dana White, Donald Trump, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard. That's the gambit there. And I think they should get Kayleigh McEnany back to be press secretary again, because she was a pistol and not hard to look at. Amy says, shared to Wemkin. Thank you, Amy. And Amanda says, I agree, Whipmaster. Fab Daddy, of course you disagree. Hey, Fab Daddy, what's happening, brother? Why, pray tell, do you disagree with that statement? And what could you offer that would be better? I mean, come on. Could you imagine Kid Rock being Secretary of State? Give me a break. He's an American badass. Yep. Joe Rogan and Dana White could be Joint Chiefs of Staff. I got it all figured out. It's going to be a one rocked out idiocracy type presidency. Whipmaster says, that's a heck of a cabinet. I know, right? Amanda says, hi, Fab. And of course you would, Fab, LOL. Fab Daddy says, cause I can. Stir the pot. Well, that's not helpful, Fab Daddy. That's only helpful if you're 3 years old and on a playground. We're trying to solve the problems of the world. We need you to be on board with an idea. Stirring the pot ain't good enough anymore. You got to have a reason to stir the pot. Kelly McEnany is a hot pistol, says Whipmaster. I agree. And that bitch, excuse my language, is prepared. CNN to say some shit like, well, what about when Trump said such and such? And she'll break out that big old folder, pow, opens it up and says, well, what about when CNN said this and MSNBC said this and The View said this and this and this? And the dude's going, that's the press secretary I want. No, Kanye West will never be president, Jack. He hates the Jews too much. You gotta like Jews to be president. Israel is our closest ally. And Kid Rock would be a good president. He's a very smart guy, actually. Fab Daddy says, it don't matter, I'm disappointed. What are you disappointed in, Fab Daddy? Give us some detail about what you're thinking. LMBO, says Whipmaster. What is that? Oh, laughing my butt off? Amanda says, you're just mad because RFK got on the Trump train, baby. Now, I think he's probably mad about a lot of things. Probably because his party is putting up some ridiculous candidates. I dislike money in politics. I dislike politics. I can't say I dislike money. I like having money. Speaking of which, you know. VJ. Whipmaster says she was the most prepared press secretary of all time, and I agree. Amy says, hi, Jack. Everyone has a dream, I guess. Jack says, be funny, Jake. I'm trying to be funny, Jack. Whipmaster says, Miss Amanda, smiley, 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 smiley. Amy says, Kanye West has too many mental health issues. I agree. I think he's probably perfect for selling tennis shoes. Probably should leave the presidency to a white guy. I'm just saying. Fab Daddy says Citizen United was a crap ruling. What was that in reference to, Fab Daddy? I'm not sure about that one. Sounds good. Citizens United. That's what we want to be. So what are you talking about? Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available if you wish to show some love. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda says, and he's nasty to women, Amy. Who is? Kanye West? I mean, he's married to a Kardashian. Cisco will not have that. Is that a Deep Space Nine reference? Yes, it was. Amy says, if you stir the shit pot, eventually you have to lick the spoon. Bah! Oh, that's gross. Amanda says, LOL, true, Amy. Smiley face. Jack says, am just playing. I don't want Kanye West or Kid Rock. We need Jake. Vote for Jake. Jake don't want to be president by no stretch of the imagination, but I'd love to run. Get a couple $1 million if you run. But I wouldn't want to be president. That's not a job I'd care to have. Besides, I'm already president. I'm president of J Squared Entertainment. And all that goes with that. Kanye was diddled. He might have been. He might have been. A lot of those stars were diddled. That's how they became stars. Don't believe me? What's his name? The guy that just left the country? I'm drawing a blank, but you know who I'm talking about. Beyonce and the other guy. Ask that guy. Whipmaster says Kanye and Hitler affinity may be a bit of an obstacle for him in the political realm. I agree. Fab Daddy says super PACs allowed to gather large sums to donate to candidates. Well, I agree with that, Fab Daddy. I don't think that should be a thing at all. I think that they should only rely on donations from the people, and there should always be a cap on the amount of donations that can be given by one person. I don't like super PACs or the idea of them. Fab Daddy says, my pot is honey. Honey pot. Nice. My pot is tobacco. Tobacco pot. Yes, Fab Daddy, but what was that Citizens United about super PACs? Otherwise, what was the case about. I realize that the Supreme Court saw it. I just don't know anything about it. I can't talk on the subject unless I know what we're talking about. Jack says, I had to blow my nose. There is a cold going around. Well, you know what they say. What goes around comes around. Whipmaster says, my pot is crackpot. LOL. Or crockpot. One or the other. Patty says, RFK will be one of Trump's right-hand men. RFK Jr. was very good friends with Trump. I think that'll probably be true. Crockpot, not crackpot. Got it. Amanda says, LOL Whip. And Fab Daddy says, Supreme Court ruled it was allowed to. Okay, I'll try one more time. That sentence, Supreme Court ruled it was allowed to. There's two words in that sentence that need to be expounded upon. It and to. What did Supreme Court allow? To whom did Supreme Court allow? I don't know what we're talking about. Otherwise, you're just throwing words at me that mean nothing unless I know what we're talking about. I'm assuming I'm connecting this with a third thing that you said about super PACs. So I'm assuming Citizens United is a bill about allowing super PACs, and the Supreme Court ruled in the affirmative of that bill. That's how you complete a sentence. If that's what you're saying. Don't speak in broken sentences, please. I can't understand that. P. Diddy. Thank you, Amy. Jack says, crack and pot is no good. But they're pretty good together. Fab Daddy says, buy our candidates. How much are they? Jack says, Diddy party. Watch your kids and grown men. I would. Yeah. Yeah, that's what fathers are supposed to do. Keep their kids away from grown men. Whipmaster says RFK Jr. was best friends with Trump. I don't know about RFK Jr. They know one another, though. Yeah, I don't know if they were best friends, but I think they just met after he got shot. I think that's the first time that they sat down together, but I'm not sure about that, so I'm not arguing with you. Amy says, crock pot, Jack. It's a slow cooker. And Fab Daddy says, do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Yes, I do, and they are disjointed and not complete sentences. So I'm trying to both hear them and understand them. What's up, Bill? Hi, y'all, says Bill. And Amanda says, hi, Bill. Patty says, JFK Jr. JFK Jr. I see what, not RFK. I got you. I apologize. I'm reading quickly, so sometimes things get by me. So JFK, John Kennedy Jr., was best friends with Trump, not RFK. Okay. That makes sense. Patty says JFK Jr. was good friends with Trump. Got it. Jack says crack and pot and a slow hooker. That's usually how it goes. Patty says it's okay. I can't win all the time. Fab Daddy says, yous be lucky I ain't writ in Ebonics. Even if you write in Ebonics, I need to know the subject and the object of the sentence structure. Even in Ebonics. Curious Squirrel, hello. She says, how about the DNC Act Blue donations that people deny making? I'd like to know where that money is coming from. Ours being diverted, billionaires donating, and way over the limits doing laundry. That's where that money's coming from, Curious Squirrel. First of all, she got an $80 million war chest that everybody donated to Biden, not to Kamala. But she gets to keep that money, so that's bad. Bill says, quit smoking or have a baby. Well, I'll try both. How about that? What if I don't want to quit smoking? What if I want to keep smoking? Patty says, but you're trying. I am trying. Amanda says, hi, squirrel. And Whip says, dang, Jack, what kind of party you having, LOL? A slow hooker party with crack and pot, apparently. Senate structure is not overrated. That's literally how we communicate with one another. And I do need you to be more precise with your presentation. That way I know what you're talking about. It's all right if you miss a punctuation or something, but I got to know what we're talking about. Otherwise, I'm just reading nonsense. Which I'm not opposed to, but it would be nice for everyone else if we had some semblance of structure. I'm not bitching at you. I'm just making it obvious that I have no idea what we're talking about. Bill says, saw the cigar, trying to be funny. I got you. Oh, you're asking, it was a question. There was no question mark, so I didn't know that. You're saying, are you quitting smoking or are you having a baby? Well, both, actually, and neither. I'm trying to slow down smoking, and I don't want to have a baby, but I want to practice. I want to find a nice young girl and poke fun at her till she takes me seriously. If you get my drift. Linda Davis says, practice making a baby and then have a smoke. That's right. You got it. Practice makes perfect, right? Whipmaster says, Mr. Jake is usually reading my dang mind. LOL. Amanda says, yes, Linda, I absolutely agree. Practice, then repeat. Hi, Linda. Curious Girl says, good one, Linda. Amy says, are you married, Jake? Sort of. I'm married to my work. I have been and shall continue to be married. I'm kind of a collector, see. Fab Daddy says, I'm glad I learned cursive writing. It allows me to spell my name in the snow, wink, wink. I'm glad I learned cursive writing because when the war against us and Gen Z begins, all I will have to do is write my battle plans on the back of a map and go to the fight in a stick shift, and I will win the war. I need a humidifier. My cigars are falling apart. Amanda says, LOL Fab. And Patty says, well, they don't teach the rules for writing anymore. No need for a harborist. No need for a harborist. You found a word I don't know. I'll fix that. Harborist is a book that teaches college level grammar. Sweet. And I went to college and I took writing, so I didn't know that. Or I forgot it, one. And now I know. I know what Cliff Notes are. I do know that. And Jack says, gotta go to sleep. It's way past my bedtime. My wife is yelling at me. Well, yell back at her. Don't take that shit, Jack. Make her sleep on the sofa. Whipmaster says, or practice making a baby and leave them smoking. Well, that's a given. Amanda says, damn it, Whip. Yes. And Amy says, I can write in cursive and drive a stick shift. You are a real woman. But can you put on makeup while you're doing those things? Just asking for a friend. How are you holding your breath? I'm just kidding. Sorry. These guys got me thinking dirty. Sorry. Whipmaster says, Miss Amanda, smiley, 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 smiley. Ab Daddy says, I played guitar at the barbecue today. How did that go, buddy? Did you get lots of standing O's? Jack says, I hope you quit smoking, Jake. Well, my mama didn't raise no quitter, Jack. I'm in it to win it, baby. The one thing they ain't never said about old Jake Johnson is, yep, that boy's got a lot of quit in him. Not me. Amanda says, oh, damn, Jake, don't know a word? Mark that on the calendar for sure, right? It's not very often. Fab Daddy says, footnotes saved my understanding many times. Well, that's what they're for. Actually, what they're for is so that you don't have to read the book. You can read the cliff notes, and then you can use footnotes to reference the things you're talking about. Patty says, that's the real test. That's right. Amy says, I don't need makeup. I didn't ask if you needed it. I asked if you could do it. What you trying to say? You're plenty gorgeous without makeup? That's unusual. By the way, if you guys hadn't seen the Facebook page, the Untethered Live Facebook page, the link is in the chat. Go by there and check it out. Follow us over there and chat with everybody, get to know everybody, and keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, and join. We're trying to get 20 likes tonight, so do your part. Thank you very much. Whipmaster says, Mr. Jake looks like Hannibal from the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. You know, that guy was my hero when I was a kid. If you don't suck on it, they go out. Amy says 10 people watching and only 9 likes. Somebody needs to click it. Click it real good. You got to click it. Click it real good. Linda says, I don't think you need any help in the thinking dirty department. Probably not. Fab Daddy says, I had a French 10-year-old tell me that I played very well. Well, that's good. That's something. What was a French 10-year-old doing at a barbecue party? Amanda says, nope, he don't need any help thinking dirty. He's got it going on there. And Jack says, Amy Elizabeth, you're real. For that no makeup, no breakup. This is true. Linda says, Amy, you are gorgeous without makeup. I've never seen her, but I believe that's true. God don't make no mistakes, that's for sure. Amy says, that's what he said. If you don't suck it, it goes out. Damn. So I've been surpassed. You have the floor, Amy. Amanda says, LOL, Amy. Whipmaster says, if you don't suck on it, they go out. That's what she said. Apparently, in this story, he's gay. Fab Daddy says, long story. Well, I hope that you enjoyed yourself anyway, Fab Daddy, and I hope you got some good practice in. I love doing outside parties, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Whipmaster says, Lord, forgive me. I'ma stop. He does. Amanda says, well, Amy, if you suck it, it will come out. Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed. Jakeism number 24. Yeah. Whipmaster says, Amy beat me to it. And Jack says, Amy, you got a dirty mind. Patty says, gotta go. Good night, all. Good night, Patty. Thank you for being here, sweetie. Sorry about the dirty talk. It happens every now and then. Amanda says, good night, Patty. And Whipmaster says, we definitely gonna need that Bible study tomorrow. Sure. You know, have you read the Song of Solomon? I'm just saying puritanical thinking is an American thing. Started in England and came over here. Not necessarily what God had in mind. Just letting you know. I mean, the very first thing God ever said to human beings, the very first words he ever spoke to mankind was, have lots of sex and fill up the earth. Like I'm wrong? Read Genesis. Amy says, Amanda says, yes, Whip. And Fab Daddy says, had a great time. There was a terror reading there. Of course there was. I forgot you're a Democrat. You can't tell the future, Fab Daddy. Only God knows what's going to happen next. Whipmaster says, sorry, Miss Patty. Yes, I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't talk like that. But occasionally it's fun. Come on, let your hair down a little bit. I already told you I wasn't pious. Whipmaster says, oh, the terror. Call me now, baby, for your free terror reading. Call Miss Cleo. Jack says, feed Jake. Jake hungry.
Feed Jake. Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, feed Jake, my best friend, right through it all.
Feed Jake.
If I die before I wake, feed Jake.
Yeah. Something tells me it's not going to happen. But that's all right. It is a slow 50 viewer kind of night. Don't know what's going on in the world, but I would imagine everybody's exhausted because there's a lot of it going on. I've been up for 3 days or 2 days, verifying, authenticating, and researching and dating guitars and guitar equipment. Amy says, I shared. I can't afford to donate. I didn't ask. That's all right. You are quite all right, Amy. Whipmaster says, college football is back. Amanda says, football season started this weekend. Fab Daddy says, Phil Donahue died today. Did he really? Why is it that I thought he died like 10 years ago? Well, that's terrible. I remember watching Phil Donahue when I was a kid. One of the good talk shows. Then he went crazy. So they say. Whipmaster says, pinch poke, you owe me a Coke. Jinx, Amanda. Jack says, footballs, I got 2. They probably should be between your legs there, buddy. If they're on your feet, you got a problem. Amanda says, right, Whip, Bailey Joe, welcome. Man, I raised chickens, and I had to kill 2 of them by myself because they got sick. Dang, Bailey, that's the life of a chicken, man. Let me tell you how to do this the easy way. How did you kill them? I'm guessing some sort of blade or bullet was involved. Here's the easy way to do it. Take your hand like this and grab the chicken by the neck and then flip your hand over and ring in a circle really fast. And it's done. No pain. It's a complete surprise. It's very humane. Then you can dispose of the chicken however you see fit, probably by eating it. But if it's sick, I would recommend not doing so. But that's the easy way to do it. Bare hand, round the neck. That's it. One quick turn and they're gone. I'm sorry about your loss, Bailey. But that's how you get food. Amanda says, hi, Bailey, welcome. And Amy says, I used to raise chicken, and that's sad, Bailey. It is sad, especially if it's the first time. And God bless you. Whipmaster says, better consult your physician, Jack, if your balls are on your feet. Yeah, that's a bad place to be. Bailey says, broomstick. Well, that's one way to do it. It's much easier to wring the neck, though. And you don't have to chase them. Jack says, people got dirty minds here. It's a dirty mind kind of night. What can I say? I didn't ask for it. I'm just rolling with it. Amy says, chickens as pets. I had 8 of them. Everyone has its own personality. Well, chickens are not pets. They're food. But you can pet them. But when it's time to eat, chickens got to go. Fab Daddy says, I met a guy that cut a bunch of $1 bills with scissors to give the strippers at the bachelor party. I bet that lasted for about one dance, and then somebody got their black eye. Twice the worth. It won't last. The word gets around, believe me. I've seen this before. How are the cats, Jake? Well, they're doing well. I've got presumably 5 new ones, but I've only seen 2 of them since they were born. I don't know where the other ones are, or if they're taking turns coming out, or maybe just 2 of them are getting adventurous, but they've started coming out anyway. And so I've got 5 adults and 5 kittens right now. Some of the ones that I've had for a couple of years have disappeared. Cats do that, so I don't know if he's out, gotten killed, or if he's out roaming around. We'll see if he shows back up. And that's how the cats are, being cats. Whipmaster says Jake chokes his chicken. Poor little feller. Yeah. When I raise chickens, I most certainly do. Amy Elizabeth says fresh butt nuggets. Ugh. I don't like the way that sounds. What's a butt nugget? I don't want to know. Never mind. Amanda says, rolling on the floor, Whip. And Fab Daddy says, yep. He had to tape them up and top a 20. Yeah, I don't think that would go very well. Strippers don't think that's funny. When I was young, I used to leave a tip in a glass of water, and I'd turn the glass upside down and set it on the table. And there ain't but one way to get that off. Water goes everywhere. And waitresses don't think that's funny. And I learned. Jack says, I hope he's okay. I feel bad. You hope who's okay? The chicken? Bailey? Or who are we talking about? Whipmaster says, I couldn't help myself. Well, I walked right into it. I saw it coming, but I didn't think that. But you got me. You're the man, fair and square. Fab Daddy says, I fed chicken to a duck today. You forced an animal to commit cannibalism? And you say, I have a dirty mind. Oh, eggs. Fresh butt nuggets. Got it. Man, now I don't like eggs anymore. Jack says, I threw pennies at the stripper. And I bet she threw Bubba at you. Can't touch strippers even with projectiles. Not that I would know. I lived with one. Not that I've ever been to a strip club. Which I have, but for different reasons. Whipmaster says, Fab Daddy, you make me feel normal sometimes. Thank you, sir. You are a normal whipmaster. I like you. See where politics gets us? Talking about anything but politics. Maybe I should change the name of the show to Whatever Ticks. Fab Daddy says, I was eating a drumstick, a chicken leg, and the cartilage at the bottom I tossed to a duck, and it ate it. Blech. Whatever ticks. Yeah, LOL, says Amanda. Jack says, tic-tac. Tic-tac. Tactic. Tactic. I like it. Tactics. Whipmaster says politics always turns into innuendo since the Clinton administration. I see your point. Amy says it's not really cannibalism because a chicken and a duck are different species. I was trying to make him feel bad, but you're right. But they're both foul. Fab Daddy says politics is a horrible reason to dislike ... I agree. So don't dislike. Like and subscribe. Suck and blow, that's dirty. Or you're smoking a cigar. It won't stay lit. Newsflash. Breaking. It's finally cooling off in here a little. I'm not sweating anymore. It's beautiful. Amanda says, actually, Jack, suck, damn it, blow is just a figure of speech. Jack says, I am cold. Fab Daddy says, I got rain for the first 2 times in 2 months. Well, that's good. Where are you at, Fab Daddy? You in California? Seems like I remember you saying that. I got some guitars coming from California to me as we speak. It smells great, says Fab Daddy. Yeah, rain does smell good. It's always beautiful right after a rain where everything's moist and smells fresh. Yeah, Northern California. Okay. I forget what part my sister's at, but it's near Vegas. Not Vegas, L.A., near L.A. You guys need lots of rain, Fab Daddy. You need to wash that place down, that's for damn sure. Jack says, we need to bring masks back. I got mine on. Why on earth would anybody still be wearing a mask, Jack? Are you just being contrarian? Because that would be moronic. There's no reason to have ever had to wear a mask, but we followed the science until we vaxxed ourselves to death. But now there certainly isn't a reason, now that everyone, including the people that told you to put it on in the first place, have come out and said that they don't work. There's a self-soothing tactic. That's all. So anybody who's still wearing a mask is a complete and utter idiot, unless they have an autoimmune disease or something like that where wearing a mask is actually warranted. Any normal, healthy, young person should not wear a mask. And Amy says, hi, Cold. Nice to meet you. Nice. Whipmaster says, well, some politics involves kitty touches, and gay marriage, etc. And I have the right to say those people shouldn't be in power. Yes, you do, and you are correct. That's what fathers are for, and they should not stop fathers from protecting those children because that's what fathers do. Whipmaster says, Jack's got that stank breath, I bet. Fab Daddy says, maybe I will wear a mask on Halloween. Well, that's a different kind of mask, and you're welcome to wear that kind of mask. And Amanda says, Jack might need a mask. His breath must stink. Wow, Jack. You see what you got yourself into? And Amanda says, Whip, get out of my head, LOL. And Jack says, I got used to it. China said so. I don't care what China says. I'm an American. I don't care what China says. I don't care what England says. Hey, England, you remember the last time y'all tried to do things in this country? You remember what happened? The last time you tried to oppress us? So that idea you have about arresting Americans for talking, it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. I'm just saying. Maybe you should read a history book and then reconsider. Amy says, wear a whole box of masks if you want. I have COPD, and I don't want to cut off the oxygen to my body. I have COPD as well, and I'm not wearing a mask. But before I had COPD, I still wouldn't wear a mask. Whipmaster Hart says, Miss Amanda, dead smiley face. That's harsh. Why would you say something like that? Fab Daddy says, can you tell by looking at eyes alone if a person is smiling or frowning? Yes. But the average person can't. But I can because I read people for a living. Whipmaster says, hey, England and China. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to censor that one. Amy says, children need human expression to learn. True. It makes masks deprive kids of essential human contact. I agree. Dana, greetings. How are you? We're talking about the efficacy and idiocy of wearing masks. What do you think? Amanda says, hi, Dana. Fab Daddy says, Dana. And Linda says, hi, Dana. Hello, sweet lady. Welcome to the show. No weed, no joint break, says Jack. I don't smoke weed, buddy. I don't drink alcohol. Whipmaster says, my bad, the tube don't like the bird flipping. Right. Dana says, Fab Daddy, smiley face. And Amy says, does Jack's wife wear a mask to bed? I'm sorry, it was too easy. I'll stop. Dang, Jack, you done stepped in a landmine, buddy. Amanda says, LOL, Dana. Amy. Dana says, hi, Linda Davis, heart. And hi, sweet Amanda, heart. Heart, exclamation point. And Bill says, see where EU came down on Musk. I did not see what their final decision was, but I would imagine it was stupid. Because they have no business saying what our citizens do. And this is the problem with globalism, by the way. As long as you're benefiting from it, it's great. But when they start turning inwards, then it's a problem. See, this is America, and we're free. We don't belong with the rest of the countries. And they need to get that in their heads. That's what's wrong with this country. They're trying to let too many influences in while not solidifying our own identity as we always have. That's the thing that makes uniqueness in America. Amy says the EU has no say. We settled that in 1776, baby. I agree. The last time we had a disagreement, it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go, and it ain't going to go that way now. I read that one. Jack says, we have a bedtime. She wears a mask sometimes. I got yelled at today. It's cold with our air conditioner. Yeah, you said. Whipmaster says, Jack, fun fact about masks. People that wear have stank breath via the chat. LOL. I smoke cigarettes and don't have stank breath. Amanda says, right whip. And Kevin Cox, what's up, brother? Hey, Jake. Hey, Kev, good to see you, my friend. Hey, Amanda, says Kevin. And then Amanda says, Kevo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry, I was thinking about a song I'm writing. Linda says, hi, Kevin. Fab Daddy says, does anyone have the Trump player cards? They have Trump cards? I want one. That way, when we get in an argument, I can pull one out. Somebody will say, what's that? And I'll go, Trump card. My card trumps your card. How do you even play that game when every card is a Trump card? Who wins? Trump. Fab Daddy says, like baseball, but Trump. Jack says, tic-tac. I have some, and I brush my teethies. Some people brush their teethies with a mask. Those people are idiots. I brush my teeth in my hand. How about that? Amy says, had to reconnect. My internet failed. I'm sorry. It happens to me occasionally. Kev, how are you and April doing tonight? Good to see you, brother. Come share a cigar with me. Kevin says, sports update. Georgia Tech eat Florida State on the last second field goal. Big upset. Go Ramblin' Wreck. It is football season again. Back to you, Jacob-matic. Are you ready for some football? Are you ready to party? The toothbrush was named after me, says Fab Daddy. LOL. Your name is Brush? Amanda says, hush, Kev. Don't remind me. It was a 3-point lead. Go Knowles. Kevin says, we're good. Going to get some Mexicano food. That sounds delicious. Amy says, eat or beat. Big difference. Right? It said eat. Kevin says, hey, Fab Daddy. And Fab Daddy says, otherwise, it would be called teeth brush. You do have a point there. Why isn't it called teeth brush? Are you only supposed to brush one of them? Why do you drive on a parkway but park on a driveway? What is the opposite of Congress? Progress. Jack says again, there's a cold going around. That's why I wear it. I sneezed. You ever done that? You don't need a mask. Just wipe it on your pants when you're done. Kevin says, my nephews went to Georgia Tech. Nice. I went to Georgia College and State University. Amanda says, it was a good game, though, Kev. Yes, I went to college. I know. I have a hard time believing it, too. Amy says, don't eat the jelly from Kentucky. KY jelly. Yeah, that's gross. Also, if you're in a men's bathroom, don't eat the big white mint. Whipmaster says, Miss Amanda, you're a white tonto, a.k.a. FSU fan. Hey, I find that offensive. I'm a red tonto. Or some such. Kevin says, how do you keep a Seminole fan out of your yard? I don't know how. Put the field goal in your yard? Amanda says, how did you like that 59-yard field goal, Kevin? And Amanda says, okay, Kev, be nice. And Amanda says, yes, Whip, I am a hardcore FSU fan. I don't even know what those letters mean. Kevin says, put a goal in your yard. I was right. That's almost as bad as babysitting a blonde baby. Exactly, Whipmaster. If you can smell a fart through it, it don't work. I agree. Whipmaster says, hey, Jack, can you smell a fart through a mask? If so, those masks do not do squat, sir. I agree. I've said that from the beginning. Amanda says, ha, 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 Kevin. You weren't saying that with that 59-yard goal today. And Jack says, I seen people use the bathroom and don't wash their hands. A lot of men do that. This is true. This is true. There was a Marine and an Army man in the bathroom taking a leak. And they both got finished. The Army man got up to the sink first, and he brushed his hair and walked outside. And the Marine said, hey, in the Marines, they teach us to wash our hands after we urinate, sir. And the Army man looked back slyly and said, yeah, in the Army, they teach us not to piss on our hands. Florida State Seminole, says Amanda. Seminole does not begin with a U. FSU means Florida State University. Whipmaster says, Kevin, that was funny for a nerd, a.k.a. GT fan. Amy says, Jack, why are you watching people in the bathroom? And Amanda says, that's gross, Jack. Well, maybe he's one of those people that gives you the little moist towelette, sits there in a suit and asks for a tip for using the bathroom. Maybe he's one of those guys. Put some aftershave lotion on you. Fab Daddy says, I hope Jack isn't watching the women's washroom wash hands. Well, I would hope that he was, because at least that would make sense. Kevin says, hey, Amanda, do you remember the last game Florida State played? It was against Georgia, and we taught an Indian how to count to 63. Well, I can't be offended by that because I'm Indian, but I can only count to 4, so. Whipmaster's laughing. Amanda says, LOL, Kev. No, I forgot that one. And Amanda says, no, Jack says he's gay, remember? So he's definitely watching dudes wash their hands. Whipmaster says, dang, Kev, that was a harsh bud. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Jack says, I don't shake hands no more. Well, that's a good thing. If you did, it'd probably be one of these kind of handshakes. So, just as well you don't. Nate, what's up, my brother? Hey, Jake and the UntetheredLive family. How you doing, Nate? Good to see you. We're talking all kind of nonsense over here, ribbing on each other and whatnot. Come join the fun. Jack is it. Go. Walter Davis, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Fab Daddy says, no, Don't ever do drugs or sex in a bathroom unless you're Mike high. Unless you're a mile high. I got you. Yep. I'm a member of the Mile High Club. Are you? Amy says, Amanda, he said his wife was yelling at him a minute ago, so which is it? Is he fibbing? Probably. He reminds me of the kind of guy that says things just for the sake of attention. And I've caught that a few times, but it's not my job to point that out. I'm just a host. So as long as he shows up, I'm happy. But you learn real quick who you can trust when they say things. Unless you care to elaborate, jackass. Walter says, I've been listening. Hey, Walter. Good to see you, buddy. Amanda says, hi, Walter. And Whipmaster says, Mr. Jake is on fire tonight. Amanda says, Jack, are you the top or the bottom? I'm asking for a friend. Amanda says, yes, Amy. He's an attention whore. Well, Jack, one thing's for certain, you're getting some attention tonight, buddy. Jack says, I went to the adult theater. Nice. And you're worried about shaking people's hands in the bathroom? Do you know what they do in adult theaters? Ask Pee Wee Herman. Kevin says, Kamala may be a Seminole fan. She cackles just like the horse that Pancho Seminole rides to their stadium. She is a cackler. We're fast approaching Kamalageddon. Amanda says, so you follow Pee Wee Herman, Jack? And Whipmaster says, Kevin, you gotta stop. I'm trying to drink something. Be nice, says Jack. Smiley face. I am being nice. I'm just being honest. You be nice. And by the way, what's not nice about finding out if you're a top or a bottom for a friend? Amanda says, get out of my head, Jake. Hey, I own the microphone. You get out of my head. Don't spit, Whip. LOL. Jack says, I'm a bottom. At least he's honest. Whipmaster says, that's important information. True. Amy says, Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubin, died recently. He did, but before he died, he was quite the prolific viewer of adult theaters. And they viewed him back, if you get my drift. Amanda says, so he's the receiver. That explains the tic-tacs. Holy shit, it's getting deep in here. Y'all calm down. Calm your little ass down. Fab Daddy says, rake the forest. Trump told the reporters after the Paradise, California fire that killed 80-plus people. Yeah. And he was right. You wouldn't have forest fires if the forests were properly maintained, but because of some spotted owl or some shit, your EPA has been chokehold to where they don't manage the forest floor, which causes forest fires. He's not wrong, Fab Daddy. Am not gay, says Jack. Well, you said you were a few podcasts ago, and everyone here has been operating under that assumption. So what's the problem here, Jack? Are you talking to us as people, or are you just making shit up as you go along? Because either way, we're trying to be your friend, and we don't like it being jerked around. So decide who you are and stick with it. How about that? And just so you know, contrary to popular belief, because it happens all the time, but I never forget anything, ever. I just misplace it a lot, but I don't ever forget. So when you tell me something, you be damn sure you're telling me the truth, because when you tell me something else a year from now, I will catch you on it. Amy says, Amanda, smiley face. Amy says, forest management. Yes. And Amanda says, you said you were Jack, so you came back to the right side? And Jack says, we need some banhammer. Well, you got it right there. And if you get out of line, she'll banhammer your ass. Whipmaster says, yeah, don't that kind of funny, Jack? There's some mask-wearing fillies out there. Fab Daddy says, LOL, Jake. Get out, NC. No one can rake these mountains. I have been out of North Carolina. And, yeah, they can. Not only can they rake them, they can move them should they desire to. How do you think those roads got through those mountains? And Amanda says, there you go. Jack said he needs some hammer. So apparently, he is gay. Maverick Gaming 2, welcome to the show. Come on in. He says, it's been so long, but I'm back. Nice to see you, Maverick. And Amanda says, hi, Maverick. Welcome back. Fab Daddy says, hey, Mav. By the way, if you guys hadn't checked out the new Facebook page for the channel, the link is in the chat. Go by and check it out. You might like it. You can follow us over there. Keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe. Also, we're trying to get 20 likes tonight, so hit your like button. Subscribe, share, support, and join, and super chats are available if I'm doing a good enough job. Jack says, okay, no more dirty talk. I like women. Okay. That's not dirty talk. That's weird talk. Dirty talk involves women. Amanda says, ha ha ha, funny or ha ha ha? Ha ha funny or ha ha? Ha ha funny or ha ha? I'll leave that one alone. Whipmaster says, good, Jack. That makes my heart smile. It makes my heart smile, too. Huh. I give up. I can't make the thing stay lit. Jack says, see, there you go. And Amanda says, let's make a deal then, Jack. You have a legit conversation with us, and we'll stop picking on you. LOL. See, Jack, see how easy that is? Just be honest. Be straight up. Actually treat us like people instead of your little troll farm, and they'll stop picking on you. That's the reason they're picking on you, is because you're being disingenuous and everyone feels it. Amanda says, suck harder, Jake. That's not my job. I just want to put my tongue on it and make it work. Amy says, depends on his definition of a woman. What is a woman? One thing you can be sure of in life is Jake knows what a woman is. Yes, he does. Amanda says, true, Amy. And Whipmaster says, we will pick on you if you try to be the other funny. Yes. Fab Daddy says, is there anyone on your ballot that is a Democrat that you would vote for? I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard. How about that? And no, Fab Daddy. And I'll tell you why. And it's not because I'm anti-Democrat. It's because Democrats have gone crazy in the last 10 years. They have been pushed far, far left. And unfortunately, even the moderate Democrats are capitulating to that ideology. And so if you vote for a Democrat, they will in turn vote for crazy ideological policies because they're Democrats, and Democrats walk in lockstep. They don't have independent thought. It's a cult. It really is. So is the right. But we're talking about Democrats, and the reason I can't vote for one, and I would recommend you don't either. We have to right the ship. That means that we need a Reagan-esque period of time to correct what's gone wrong so we can get back to normal, wherein a Clinton type could get in office and not ruin the world. Right now, the Democrats are pushing to destroy everything we know as a country, and if you can't see that, number one, you're part of the problem, and number two, you're going to be the first one that gets eaten. So, would I vote for a Democrat? Not on your life, because I'm aware that by my voting for a Democrat in a local election, they will vote for Democrats in higher elections, which will then push radical ideologies on the world. We need to fix that right now. I'm not against Democrats running. In fact, I like it when it goes back and forth every 4 years, because things tend to move forward more when that happens. The problem is that they've been taken over by a radical ideology, and it's not good for America. It's not good for Americans. So, yeah, I wouldn't vote for a Democrat right now. And if I did, it would be way down the road when there's been no trace of woke ideology or DEI or critical race theory or any of that nonsense they're pushing now. In 10 years, when I've not seen that for 10 years, then I would vote for a Democrat. Otherwise, no. What's wrong with Tulsi Gabbard, Amy? She's strong. She's well soft-spoken. She's educated. She's actually served in the military. I don't see any problems. I don't know her personally, but I don't see any problem with her. Do you know something I don't know? Amanda says, LOL, whip, absolutely, Fab Daddy. RFK. I wouldn't vote for RFK for the same reason. I like RFK. I would vote for RFK, except for the fact that he doesn't know better. He hasn't figured it out yet, but he's learning. He did just endorse Trump, so he has learned. He has red-pilled himself a little bit. But prior to this moment, he had no idea that his party had gone so crazy until they turned on him. Because that's what the Democrats and the far left do. When you are no longer useful to their agenda, they kick you out like a bad habit. Because they don't care about you. You're not a person, you're a number. And if you're part of the thing that's getting them the power, then they love you. If you stop being useful to that, they throw you away. So I would recommend vote Trump this time around. Let the world readjust itself back to normal, and then you can think about voting your conscience. That would be my suggestion. It's up to you, obviously. And Jack says, wow, men. Weird. Dude. Fab Daddy says, local election? I try not to vote in local elections. Hadn't seen anything I liked anyway. Amy says, Tulsi, ugh, no comment. Well, comment, because I don't know otherwise. How do we learn if we don't communicate? Amanda says, oh, Amy. Whipmaster says, Miss Amy, share with the group. That's right. Let us know what's wrong with Tulsi. And she's got a fabulous head of hair, too. Jack says, have a good night. Love y'all. Good night, Jack. Amanda says, see you, Jack. And Whitmaster says, I like Miss Tulsi, but I might be looking at her too hard. True. That's why I said elaborate, because there might be something I don't know. P.S. I got a wife, says Jack. Does she know? Linda says, good night, Jack. Fab Daddy says, I suggest you don't vote Republican. That's called fair play. No, that's called being a moron that doesn't understand the world we live in. That's what it's called. Because right now, that's the only choice available to us that makes any sense at all for any forward progression. And also, Democrat policies go against the Bible, says Amy. And we don't support anything that goes against the Bible here. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's unless it contradicts what goes unto God. Tulsi is too progressive and believes in late-term abortions. Well, I haven't heard her say that. I don't disagree with you because I don't know. But I haven't heard her say anything about late-term abortions. But I would be interested in finding out if I ever chose to vote for her. As for her just being a person, I think she's pretty cool. A lot better than, say, AOC, who is definitely to the left, too progressive. See, I think Tulsi's a little bit moderate, which is why she left the Democratic Party, because they're going crazy to the progressive side of things. So I think that might be a unearned reputation, but I don't know, so I can't question you on it. And I trust what you say, so there you go. I'll have to look more into her. Whipmaster says, really, Amy? Dang, I didn't know that. See, sharing is caring. I agree. Amanda says, I don't agree with her abortion policies either, Amy. I don't either. But also, it's worth noting that you don't have to agree with every single thing a person believes in order to see good in the value that they bring to the table. For example, RFK has some policies that I don't agree with, but under the direction of Trump, he can focus his energies on what he's good at and what policies are good for the country and do those things, and I'm quite all right with that. I don't need to agree with every one of his policies because the only ones that are going to get enacted are the ones that Trump wants enacted because he's the boss of his cabinet. Should be that way anyway. Amy says, if you look up Tulsi's voting record, she's voted with Democrats 95% of the time. Well, she was a Democrat. She's only recently become not a Democrat. And you see where she's hanging out, but that also could be a power thing. Well, at least I can get power here if I can't have it there. It might be one of those kind of things. I just don't know enough about her. I only learned about her in this election cycle. I didn't know anything about her prior to this. Dana says, I am not going to vote Trump. I can't. Why? Well, you can't because you're not in this country. So that wouldn't matter if you did vote. But if you could vote for Trump, would you? And Amanda says, LOL, Dana. Dana says, smiley, smiley, smiley. Took me a minute, Dana. I'm a little slow sometimes. Fab Daddy says, I prefer the word maroon. Yeah. Fab Daddy says, I would. That is, if Bill Clinton ran for president. I liked Clinton. I liked Clinton right up until he chickened out of his own business. Let me tell you what. First of all, a lot of what's wrong with our country today is because of Bill Clinton. But that being said, he was a cool operator, and I did like him personally. I liked that he played a saxophone and wore sunglasses. He was cool. He was a ladies' man. Here's the problem. He went and lied on national television about something everybody knew that he did. Had he just come out and said, yeah, I'm the president, what do you think I was doing in the Oval Office? And nobody would have had a problem with it. It would have been fine. It would have been forgot about within a week. But he didn't. He lied about it. And that ruined him. Fab Daddy says Jake might hurt my feelings if I had some. Why would I hurt your feelings, Fab Daddy? Just because I disagree with you? That shouldn't hurt your feelings. I'm as infallible as the next guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I believe what I believe, but so do you. That's all right. We can disagree and still be friends. Bill says, Tulsi, progressive? I don't see it. Don't know her abortion policy. Right? That's what I said. I hadn't heard her say that. I don't disagree with her because I don't know, but I haven't heard that one. I was under the impression that she was brought here from Hawaii to run as a Democrat. And when she got here, she learned how the Democrats here operate and slowly but surely pulled away from them until she finally left the party and became an independent, which she's not operating as an independent. She's operating as a conservative. She's working for Trump. So, go figure. I would have liked to see her in the vice president role or some form of cabinet business, because I think she's got a lot to bring to the table. I think there's some things she probably needs to be schooled on, some things that she probably shouldn't be for, but, you know, I think she's got good qualities too. And I believe the question was, is there a Democrat you would vote for? That would be the only one. Amanda says, I thought you knew about her abortion policies. Jake, damn, my bad, or I would have said something about it to you already, and I didn't know. I just hadn't heard that part. I wasn't seriously looking at her to vote for her because she's not running for anything now. So I didn't look. I'm just going off of what I've heard of her talking in interviews and in speeches. And I like what I've seen. She was on Joe Rogan a couple times, but they didn't talk about that policy. Fab Daddy says, all the bullies toughen me up. Me too, Fab Daddy. Linda says, Kevin, what did Clinton do that you liked? That's a good question. Why did you like Bill Clinton, Kev? Whipmaster says, Miss Dana, you're gonna not vote then? Well, she's in another country, so it wouldn't matter if she voted. Amanda says, she is not in this country, Whipmaster, LOL. Whipmaster says, oh. Bill says, balance the budget, Clinton. I don't know if we've ever had a balanced budget. Whipmaster says, Hillary was running that administration. Probably. Amanda says, Monica knew he was a ladies' man, LOL. Yes. And she knew he was the president when she was doing her thing under the president's desk. And you can't convince me that she was intimidated by his power. She knew what she was doing. I don't like his wife, Clinton. I don't either, Amy Elizabeth. She is a monster. I think it was her call that caused Waco. Her and Janet Reno. Whipmaster says, how famous are you if you get a willy mouthwashed and then the washer is famous? I do not know what you're asking. How famous are you if you get your willy mouthwashed? Oh, and the person doing it's famous. Pretty famous, I would imagine. I read that wrong. Okay. Dana says, Whipmaster, I'm Czech Republic. I live in Prague, the capital of Czech Republic. I was joking with the vote thing. Yeah, I didn't catch it at first either, Whip. And I know her. And I still didn't catch it. Because I'm slow. Retarded. Amanda says, LOL, Whip. I like how you put that. Whip says, you got me, Miss Dana, LOL. And Dana says, LOL, Whipmaster, smiley, smiley. Monkey Juice, RFK. RFK. How are you, Monkey Juice? Good to see you. RFK works for Trump now. As will everybody else as he becomes closer and closer to being the next president. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, and join, and super chats are available, folks. We're trying to get 20 likes tonight, so if you ever hit your like button, I'd appreciate it if you did. We're trying the new goal thing, see if it works. Amanda says, hi, Monkey Juice. And Fab Daddy says, disappointed, Monkey, and sad. Monkey says, RFK has a worm in his brain. So he said, had a worm in his brain. They killed it. You got back, buddy. You got back, Daddy. Sorry, got your back, Daddy. All right. Appreciate that. Kevin says, in Indian, not American Indian, Kamala means communist who throws her partner out of a helicopter. I'm joking. Look it up in the Kamala handbook. Kamalageddon. Monkey Juice says, hi, Amanda. And Kevin says, Clinton had a balanced budget. I do not care if he got a BJ in the WH. I don't care either. What I care about is that he lied to the American people about it when they all knew he was guilty. If it had just owned it, if it had just came out and said, yeah, I'm young, she's hot, I'm in the White House, what did you think was going to happen? There was cocaine involved, but, you know. Did you see what JFK did? I'm pretty sure he had Marilyn Monroe right here. So, if he'd have done that, he'd have been all right. But he didn't. He lied for weeks. And if he balanced the budget, well, that's cool, but how did he balance the budget? Did it have anything to do with his exploits in Mena, Arkansas? Probably. If you don't know about that, I would suggest you look it up. And also, look up, what's his name? Barry something or other. Barry, I can't remember. Barry Seals. That's it. Look up Barry Seals and Mena, Arkansas, and Bill Clinton, and see what comes up in the Venn diagram. You will be amazed. Kamala, 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 chameleon. She comes and goes. She comes and goes. I like it, Whipmaster. Seems like I thought of it. I hope Trump gets reelected, says Amy. Me too. Kind of like Stormy Daniels, says Muggy Juice. I agree. Exactly like Stormy Daniels. What, was that a point? Or were you saying something in the negative about Trump? Because you name one billionaire that hasn't slept with a porn star. And if you were a billionaire, you'd sleep with a porn star too. Whipmaster says, ever seen a woman suck her way to the top, i.e. our current VP? Yes, I have. Her name was Kamala Harris. Kevin says he had a balanced budget, no deficit, and kept us out of a war, and I am a Republican. However, Bill Clinton was financially like a Republican, and no, his wife did not run the country. Yeah, Amy says, name one president that didn't have a mistress. Things go in behind closed doors. True. Yeah, see, unlike whoever watches the Today Show, I don't care what the private life of my president is. That's not why I voted for him. I didn't think for a second he was pious or sinless or spotless. He's Trump. I don't even like the man. That's not what you need for a president. You don't have to like the president. He just has to be good at foreign policy and good at making decisions that help people. I don't care what he does or who he sleeps with or how much of it he does. I don't care if he walks around saying the N-word all day long. Doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother you. Amanda says, right, Amy? Whipmaster says, Joe Biden, Amy. Dana says, I view the American presidential election from the outside, and listening to the speeches of Kamala and her buddy Walls, it looks to me like a circus of very low IQ performers. I couldn't have said that better myself, Dana. They are a circus of low IQ performers. It's like they don't know anything. They're literally set in their position by the higher-ups. Nobody voted for any of them. Nobody. And nobody donated to them either. Her war chest came from people who donated to Biden, not her. It's ridiculous. Muggy says, doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. You're right. Why does it need to be right? Are you aware of what presidents generally do? Are you fooled into thinking they're not all killers? They are. What's worse, getting a BJ in the White House or killing innocent people? But you vote for that. So, doesn't make it right. Who's making the distinctions, Monkey Juice? Amanda says, that's only because he couldn't get it up, Whip. Amy Elizabeth says, Whip, he sniffs kids, though. He does do that. I've seen him do it. Monkey Juice says, it's called respect for your president. I respect my president. Don't mean I gotta like him. It does. What does? You got to be specific. I don't know what you're talking about, Monkey Juice. What does? And why does respect for the president have anything to do with whether or not you like him or not as a person? Or whether or not he does morally ambiguous things behind closed doors? Which I would assume all powerful people do, by the way, because that's what powerful people get up to. That's why they're powerful. Jeffrey Epstein's Island? I would be surprised if somebody didn't go to Jeffrey Epstein's Island. Let's be honest for a minute. Stop acting like we got pearls to clutch. He said the P word in a locker room talk. Oh my God, we should probably ban him from planet Earth because he made a comment that every guy on planet Earth has said more than once, including you. Let's stop acting like children. I like, what's her name? Hopkins? What's that British lady's name? Something Hopkins? I like her. She's a pistol. She said, I'd rather be grabbed by the pussy than led by one. That girl. She should probably run for something. What is her name? Something Hopkins. Whipmaster says, okay, you ladies win as usual. And Amanda says, and he pets black people, Amy. That's weird. April, hello. She says, hi, everybody. Came in to say much love and hit that like button. Thumbs up, smiley faces, and roses all over the place, and prayers. And hearts. In circles. Like two aortas in a hurricane, trying to find their way. Amanda says, hi, April. Linda says, hi, April. April says, hi, Amanda and Linda. Good to see you. Whipmaster says, are we going to have the patriarchy talk tonight? If we need to. Monkey says, I'm 100% Ukraine. Stop Putin now or pay later, America. Yeah, that's none of my business. I'm not going to pay a dime unless they take it from my taxes. Dana says, nobody voted for them. This is 100% a coup d'etat. A circus. Amen. You are right. It is not only a coup d'etat, it is totalitarianism at its finest. They are running the show without the people. They have removed the top sentence of the Constitution. You know, the one that says, we the people hold these truths to be self-evident, endowed by our Creator, and so forth and so on. Oh, you know the thing. The thing that I'm not supposed to say live on television. Monkey Juice says, that's me. I guess horrible human being. Why would you think that, Monkey Juice? Just because you haven't figured everything out does not make you a horrible human being. Rich men cheat because they can, says Whipmaster. Yes, they can. And that's the reason most people are motivated towards power, to be able to get away with things they can't do in normal life. Amy Elizabeth says, whip, correct. Gold diggers flock to rich and wealthy men. Yes, they do. John, what's up? Katie Hopkins. Thank you, John. It's Katie Hopkins. Kate Hopkins. Yeah, look her up. Amy says, Monkey Juice, you're not. Your opinion is valuable, just like everyone else's. Correct. And Amanda says, hi, John. Kevin says, President George Bush, his son Harry S. Truman, and George Washington never had an affair that you know of. That you know of. Wasn't George Bush the latter accused of being a frat boy that likes to party and do a little blow here and there? You think he ain't getting down behind closed doors? Whipmaster says, a good old boy like me would never. Never. Fab Daddy says, 2 and 5. Be kind and hope to see y'all tomorrow. 2 and 5. God bless you, Fab Daddy. Kevin says, that is 4. Oh, yeah, Abraham Lincoln. That's 5. Abraham Lincoln did have an affair. It just wasn't with a woman. Go read some Abraham Lincoln books. He had a cousin that he was awful close to. Slept in the same bed even. John says, hiya, everyone. Hey, John, good to see you. And Amanda says, night, Fab. Monkey Juice says, your chat is about to jump. We the people don't raid the Capitol. Nobody raided the Capitol. Monkey Juice. News flash. The Capitol is in the nation's capital. The Capitol building is in the Capitol. It is a government building, meaning it was paid for by tax dollars, which come from the people. On the door, it says the people's house. It is the people's house. Anyone that went there thought they were within their rights to do so. It is their house. They do pay for it. You understand? No one knew that you would be trespassing to go into the Capitol building. Can we talk about when the president had to be pushed into a bunker because of rioting? Or, any of the myriad of other towns that were burnt to the ground and then broadcast on live TV as if nothing was going on? The Summer of Love, Chaz. Can we talk about some of that? Or, it's only when Republicans do it, or when they're accused of doing it, because they didn't actually do it. Most of those people were old tourists. None of them were armed, and the only person that got unalived that day was a Republican girl, unarmed, shot by a Democrat. So you tell me what was going on. Raid the Capitol. Amanda says, yeah, Kev, some men can be faithful no matter how powerful they are. Whipmaster says, maybe the Capitol should be raided, Monkey Juice. Well, it shouldn't be, because it belongs to the people who would go there. It's their house, the people's house. Whipmaster says, Amanda, that man name is Jesus. Correct. Monkey Juice says, YHM. I don't know what that means. Why have mice? I was talking about Trump, a horrible person. Trump is not a horrible person. He's done more kindnesses than you have. You don't want to think about that, though, do you? Amy says, Monkey Juice, which time? During the Kavanaugh hearings on January 6th? both groups entered the Capitol. Right. Monkey Juice says, Monkey is a great person. I believe that. Linda Davis says the Capitol belongs to the people. It was on that day and is open to the public. It should be. The only reason it's a capital offense to go in there is because Democrats run it. If the Republicans were in there, they'd never said a word about it. And Kevin says, you do not have to respect your president. If Kamala Horsemouth is elected, I will not respect her. But she will be our president, so we'll have to go that far, but no respect. Monkey says, stop watching Fox, Amy Elizabeth. Nobody here is talking about anything that was said on Fox. Monkey Juice. We're talking about undeniable facts. How about you stop watching CNN or MSNBC or whatever nonsense you're consuming? I don't get my news from either place because they both lie to you on both sides. Amy says, I watch both sides of the news, Monkey Juice. The truth is in the middle somewhere. Both accurate statement there. Amanda says, you need to stop watching CNN and MSNBC, Monkey. Right. MSDNC is what we like to call it. Dana says, Capitol building on Capitol Hill in the capital of America, which is not a state. Monkey says, federal property, my man. Monkey Juice, read the Constitution. Federal people can't own property. The government can't own property. It belongs to the people. Federal property. My man, that means I can go on it. That's what federal property means. Monkey Juice says 5 cops died that day. No, sir, they did not. That's a lie. That did not happen. 1 cop died 3 days after that event because he had a stroke that day. Not because anybody hurt him with a fire hydrant or whatever. You've been lied to. Only 1 person died that day, and her name was something. Can't remember it. Amy Beckett, maybe. Something like that. Somebody that knows the name, tell me, because I can't remember. Now I look like an asshole. But she died that day. That's it. She was shot while being unarmed in a woman because she was standing in a window that somebody else broke. Whipmaster says, Miss Dana up in here teaching vocabulary. LOL. Thank you, ma'am. Well, it's good. Somebody needs to. Capital is not the same thing as a capital. Monkey Juice says, last I checked, you need a visitor's pass to go to the Capitol. No, you don't. You need a visitor's pass to visit a person in the Capitol. You can go there. It's free. And it belongs to you. Valiant Thor, welcome back. Voting for Kamala is like taking a massive dump in your pants and then slipping on a fresh pair of sunglasses and confidently claiming everything is under control. I see that. John says nearly everyone has skeletons in their closet. Facts, John, says April. Amy says during the Kavanaugh hearings, people broke into the Capitol complex to break down the process going on. They were in the balcony of the inner chambers and caused chaos. But let's focus on January 6th. Yeah, what about then, Monkey Juice? What about when that senator pulled the fire alarm, scaring the devil out of everybody to stop a vote? What about that? What about the untoward videos that were filmed in the Capitol building, in the courtroom sessions or areas that are now on the internet for free for everybody to watch? What about that? Do you care about any of that, or you just care about anything if it involves hurting Trump? Because it sounds to me like you don't know what you're talking about. Whipmaster says Monkey Juice is on that shroom juice. And Dana says, Whipmaster LOL, I am a grammar Nazi, and I love foreign languages. Well, we need a good grammar Nazi here, Dana, so Sieg Heil, or whatever. And Amy says, Dana, heart, smiley face, rose, good to see ya. Valiant Thor says, message retracted. Well, I can't read it if you retract it. Whipmaster says, fake news, monkey juice, fake news. And Amy says, exactly, Valiant Thor. And Amanda says, hi, Valiant, welcome. Ashley Babbitt, thank you, Amy. I could not remember that name to save my life. As soon as I started to say it, it just left. Amy Beckett's what I said. It's Ashley Babbitt. Yep, I got the first two letters right. Valiant says, hey, guys, what's up, Valiant? Monkey Juice says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. April, thumbs up, says John. And April says, in my opinion, they are all acting like juvenile delinquents. Ugh, friggin' headache from all the BS you hear and see every day. Blah, 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 blah. I couldn't agree more. That's very astute of you, April. They are all acting like all of these people never left high school. They just got old. They're still high school kids. They're just old now. They still act like they're in high school. All of them. Valiant Thor says Kamala has literally spoken more words publicly in the last 2 weeks than in the last 3.5 years. True. Odd thing for a border czar. Monkey Juice says the whole thing was a shit show, and I hope it doesn't happen again. Well, it happens every election cycle, Monkey Juice. They just televised the shit out of it this time. Every time there's an election, people are all over the Capitol. All over it. Nothing unusual happened that day other than Ashley Babbitt getting shot. Monkey Juice says, WTF. It never should have happened. Don't defend it. I'm not defending it because nothing happened to defend, Monkey Juice. Take your head out of the cult's ass that you've been in and pop it up and get a breath of fresh air and see what's actually going on around you. This is not a true thing. Nothing occurred that was devastating. If it was an overthrow of the government, why did all the old people forget to bring their guns on purpose? Think about what you're doing. None of it should have happened because it didn't happen. Now you've got Nancy Pelosi admitting to pulling the strings on live TV from a documentary her daughter was filming. And Dana says, great to see you too, sweet April. Hearts, exclamation point, and smiley face. Monkey Juice says, we the people say that day was bullshit. Exactly. Because it was. It happens every time an election occurs in D.C. Go back and look if you don't believe me. And compare what you see then to what you saw that day. It doesn't look that different. April says, exactly a show. But it's really caused so much catastrophes, I could talk, etc. So much more is truly sad. Yeah, it's like somebody likened it to a TV show. And it has seasons and everything. And it has a director that makes serials. It really is a TV show. It's like watching pro wrestling. Linda says, there is a video of a young man being shown the statues by the police officer and asking if he was allowed to be there and being told yes by the cop. Yeah. They were letting people in. They were opening doors and holding the doors and leading people around inside calmly and peacefully. Valiant Thor says, my comments are being censored. Yeah, that's been a problem, Valiant. That happens here occasionally. I apologize. That's YouTube. That is not me. Try rephrasing or speaking in code. It'll eventually come through. Kevin Cox says, keep watching Fox, Elizabeth. I watch Greg Gutfeld every day. I like Greg. It was a mostly peaceful protest, right? Amanda says, yeah, Valiant. YouTube is doing it. Valiant says, astonishing how our words are more patrolled than the southern border. It is astonishing, isn't it? It's almost like the Democrats are doing something untoward, and most of them don't even see it. Whipmaster says, it was monkey juice. If the right riots, we'd burn everything to the ground. So please, correctly inform yourself. Exactly. Here's the thing you don't seem to understand, Monkey Juice and other Democrats. There's a reason we don't riot. And it's because we'd win. Because we wouldn't riot, we would war. And we would win. And we're not trying to do that. So you got the left over here running their mouth and the right over here gritting their teeth. At some point, that is going to get to that. And things are going to pop off for real. And when they do, you will know what a riot looks like, and you will not be happy about it. Amanda says, agreed, Valiant. And Dana says, Valiant? Yes. April says, Valiant. Kevin and I were just talking about that. Welcome in, by the way. Monkey Juice says, I got eyes. Well, use them. Use the brain that's attached to them also. Don't just see headlines. Go look at what's actually happening and why it's happening. Go back and get the context. John says Kamala has not done an interview yet. Let's see what she's standing for. She doesn't want to do an interview because she doesn't stand for anything. Green screen, Mountain Dew. That's right. Right here. Psst. Yeah. You like that? Get some of that, baby. Yeah. I got the filthy mustache for a porn and everything. I'm just kidding. Whipmaster says, good gracious, stop jumping around. Whipmaster says, you got eyes, Monkey Juice, and they're blinded to the truth. April says, when I scroll up, she's on the next video stream. I was like, egg. Kamala was. Don't scroll up. Kevin Cox says, sex in the Capitol. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Amanda says, what about the riots in Washington when Kamala Harris was doing her speech? That's okay, right? What about the riots that went on for 3 days when Trump got elected? And there were bombs going off in the street and people shouting and breaking windows and burning things. And for 3 days, it looked like a zombie apocalypse in New York. That was all right? Guess y'all forgot about that. Conveniently. Amy says, Amanda, and the billions of dollars of damage around the country, right? Monkey Juice says the Kamala strategy is not to speak. She's up in the polls. No, she's not. Not only is she not actually up in the polls, no one voted for her to get where she's at. No one. Not one person. No one donated for her to be where she's at. She's being shoved down everyone's throat, and the polls are being manipulated by the people who run the polls. Watch and see what happens on Election Day. That's when you'll see what the polls actually say. up in the polls? How can the most unpopular person on TV that 2 weeks ago they were talking about replacing, how can that person be up in the polls against the guy who just almost got shot on live TV? Amanda says, right, Amy? Amy says, what about Ray Epps, Monkey Juice? Yeah, what about that guy? April says, right on, Jake, thumbs up. Monkey Juice says, just like Trump didn't debate against the Republicans. Why would he do that? That doesn't even make sense, Monkey Juice. There are no Republicans running. They were all consumed by Trump. He didn't need to debate them. It didn't do any good. That's different than what Kamala's doing. Kamala did not earn the place where she's standing. Trump did. He went to every one of those caucuses. He won every single one of them by doing the work. Kamala just showed up after it was already given to her. Not the same thing. Dana says, damn. Oh, you done made Dana cuss. That's bad, Monkey Juice. When Dana cusses, things go wrong. I lost my place. Hang on. Yeah, I found my place. Dana says, damn, I just stirred my hot coffee with my croissant instead of the spoon. Thank you for having a cup of coffee with me, Dana. I appreciate that. And enjoy your soggy croissant. Monkey Juice says, how many J6 plead guilty? 600. Yeah, that tends to happen when you have the Gestapo stepping on your neck. You tend to plead for whatever will get you out of there the quickest, which is what they did, by the way. Now, what did they plead guilty to? Do you know? Because I don't think you did. Hang on. Sorry about that. Amanda says, so why is Kamala saying everything is too high nowadays and she's going to lower it all, but she's been VP for 3.5 years and ain't done shit about it then? Yeah, and the things that she's saying, Trump has said already, so she's copying him to try to take thunder away from him. She's copying his platform, which means she doesn't mean it, and it probably ain't going to happen under her. So don't buy into that rhetoric. And number two, she has been VP this whole time. So everything she's talking about is wrong. She voted for. She caused what she is now claiming to be able to fix. You don't see a problem with that, Monkey Juice? I thought you were intelligent, my friend. And Dana says, instead of... with croissant instead of spoon. Got it. Amy says, Jake says, my chat jumped. Survey says, chat jumped. Monkey Juice says the Capitol is way different. Than what? How is it different? In what way is it different? In that helps your cause? That's the way it's different? It's way different because if that didn't happen, everything I think is bullshit. Maybe that's why it's different. Kevin says, they just replayed the last second of the Georgia Tech game at the Mexican restaurant. They beat some team, but will not say who. So not to offend any fans, Amanda. Whipmaster says, I think that was some cold shit right there. Under the guise of cleverness. Whipmaster says, Monkey Juice, you know much pull your CNN Cliff Notes have in here? Do you know how much your CNN Cliff Notes have in here? How much pull? 0. I don't think he's trying to pull. He's just trying to defend his stance right now. But it's not a defensible stance, so. Either this will go one of two ways. Either he will capitulate and realize that he's made an error in judgment, or it will result in ad hominem attacks. Or the third option, we'll agree to disagree and just be buddies. Because, you know, you don't have to agree with somebody to be friends with them. John says, I like Trump, but only half American and half British. Who's half British? You think Trump's half British, or are you saying you're half British? Amy says, people pled guilty to lesser charges because if you can't afford a good attorney, you get screwed. It's called trial tax. If you take it to trial, they give you a harsher sentence. It's coercion. Monkey juice. That's why 600 people pled guilty to basically jaywalking, so that the government could save face and say, look how many people pled guilty, and they can go home instead of staying locked up in prison for a crime they didn't commit without due process. Which is horrible that we had political prisoners, by the way. I don't think you care about that very much either. You're like one step away from high-stepping it with your high boots on. Amanda says, but it's okay to boom and stomp on the American flag. It's okay to burn and stomp on the American flag. I would fight to my death to defend your right to burn the American flag. That being said, you shouldn't probably do that in America. It's a right, not a privilege. Whipmaster says, come, Kev. Low blow, son. LOL. Low blow. Come on now, Kev. Low blow. Amanda says, that's messed up, Kev. LOL. See, those two disagree and they're still friends. Monkey Juice says, but he didn't debate against his opponents. He didn't have any opponents, Monkey Juice. Do you not understand what winning the presidency looks like? There are no other opponents. It would not have done him any good to debate those people. They weren't winning. You don't debate losers. That's not the reason for a debate. Bill says it blows my mind how misinformed people can be. Yeah. Amanda says, mine too, Bill. Whipmaster says, Muggy, I for losers. They're gonna lose, and thank the good Lord for it. Muggy Juice says the capital is the Holy Grail. Do not invade. The capital is not the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is not the Holy Grail. It's a capital, says Whipmaster. Not capital. Let me fix this. A capitol is a building in which the Congress resides. A capital is a concrete slab on top of a pylon pillar. Monkey Juice says, you know very well the vice president is a puppet. Don't spin it. I know very well that the vice president has the ear of the president, and they're in the same building. I know that very well. Yes, I know a vice president's a puppet, but I'm sure she could have brought it up at a meeting. April says, LOL. And Amanda says, no, Monkey, she was running it because Joe couldn't. Well, it is possible. It's entirely possible she's been president this whole 3.5 years. Kevin says, Jake, did you hear about the Seminole fan who accidentally locked his wife and kid in the car? It took an hour to get them out. I have not heard that. Dana says, LOL, I didn't know that damn is a cuss word in America. Well, let's do the math. Does it have 4 letters? D-A-M-N. Yes, it's a 4-letter word. Does it denote something bad? Damn. Yes, it does. It's a cuss word. It's a second-tier cuss word. You got the big cuss words, the F word and the P word and the C word. Then you got the second tier, which is like damn, hell, shit, ass. And then you got the third tier cuss words, which are like golly gee willikers and that sort of thing. Gosh dang it, the heck. So you low casually drop the second tier cuss word right up in chat. April says, hi, Bill. Good to see you. Hearts in a circle. Amy says, I misspelled it too. That's all right. Amanda says, okay, Kevin. Payback's a bitch. Beautiful, intelligent, talented, charming, and honest. Monkey Juice says, don't care about my pull. That's good. And Amanda says, just wait. Your team will lose too, Kev. Monkey Juice says, this ain't the first chat I battle with. Well, Monkey Juice, you know the old expression that if someone tells you that there's an asshole in the crowd, and you look to your left and you don't see an asshole, and you look to the right and you don't see an asshole, it's you. Amanda says, maybe if you're arguing with a bunch of chats, maybe you got the wrong information. That's what I'm saying. Kevin says, will the Democrats cheat again? And if so, how? The same way they did last time. It worked then, it'll work now. Monkey Juice says, I respect Jake. Well, thank you, Monkey Juice. I respect you too. And we don't have to disagree to be friends. We don't have to agree to be friends. It's useful. It lubricates the wheels a little, but not necessary. And I have quite a few friends on here that we completely disagree with each other, but we can still be buddies and still be cordial. But just know, like I expect you to speak your mind in my chat. I'm going to speak my mind too. Whipmaster says, good calls, I'd say. Go pull on your pud, respectfully. There's nothing wrong with that either, Whipmaster. Dana says, Whipmaster, thumbs up, smiley face. And Amanda says, LOL, Whip. Amy says, it's not a battle, it's a discussion. If you think it's a battle, you need to change your mindset. Amanda says, Lamau, Whipmaster, Smiley faces and thumbs up. And John says, I am, but Trump is half Scottish and his mom was Scottish. I didn't know that. I knew that their family came over here a long time ago and built a motel and moved it across the mountain. I know that. Y'all look into the history of Trump's family. It's quite fascinating. That whole family are go-getters. Monkey Juice says, never stomp on the American flag or raid the Capitol. Well, you can't raid something that belongs to you. Hence the problem. Kevin says, Trump said it should be a misdemeanor to burn the American flag in public. I think it's already a misdemeanor. Well, it's a misdemeanor to burn anything in public because it's starting a fire in a public place. So that's a misdemeanor. But the actual act of burning the flag itself, no, you have a right to do that. I don't agree with you doing it. I will tell you you shouldn't disrespect that flag because a lot of blood has been spilled for what that flag stands for, and that is our way of honoring that blood loss. So you shouldn't do that. But you do have the right to do it, and if that's what you're into, you go right ahead. Don't expect me to enjoy it, though. By that token, you have a right to go up to somebody and say anything you want to. That is your God-given right to do. I have a right to punch you in the mouth if I don't like it. So, be prepared to get what's coming to you, but you have the right to do it. Amy says, again, which time, J6 or September 18? If you condemn one, you should have to condemn the other. Otherwise, your argument is hypocritical. I agree with that, Amy. And that is a big problem on the left because they will condemn the hell out of some things that Trump does, and every one of them are guilty of it. They don't even mention that they did it too. Like the thing that they tried to get him on with the, payola scheme that they made up so that they could charge him with it and make him a felon 36 times. Every builder in America is guilty of the exact same thing. It is not a crime. Kevin Cox says, my team plays Clemson next week. Amanda, go Dogs. If we lose, lay it on me. I can take it. She will. Muggy Juice says, well, I guess I respect the democracy a little more. Well, unfortunately, though, we don't live in a democracy. That's a lie. Anybody that uses the phrase our democracy or does things in the name of that democracy is a traitor. We live in a constitutional republic with democratically elected leadership. Democratically elected leadership. So once elected, they do the will of the people. It's a republic, not a democracy. Never has been, never will be, unless they win. You don't want to live in a democracy. That's what Germany was. Circa 45-ish, 43-ish. What you really ought to do is look up the meaning of the word democracy and understand why it's not a good idea for you to live under one. Amanda says, well, I have to say I will be going for the Dogs then, Kevin. LOL. Y'all behave. Don't make me get the water hose on you two. Amanda says, it's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. Shaking my head. Nobody seems to know that anymore. Did they stop teaching civics too? Amy says, constitutional republic, a representative republic, not a democracy. Whipmaster says, Kevin is a savage. Salute. April says, smiley, smiley, cover my eyes. Amy says, the people should have never gone to the Capitol. But it wasn't as bad as the media said it was. I don't know why they shouldn't have gone to the Capitol. It was their right to protest. That's what they thought they were doing. Don't we have a right to assemble peaceably and protest? 90% of that was peaceful. There was 10%, which could be argued those were agent provocateurs. You could argue that. Could be that there were other forces involved that were not the Republican people. Could be. I don't know. It may very well have been 10% of them that were acting up. Don't know. Is that any different than what they've been doing all over the country for the past 5 years? In every place, every big city? Burning things to the ground, rioting, stealing, breaking, beating people over the head with locks and skateboards and baseball bats, and none of that was happening at the Capitol, so which was worse, this or that? And if that, why are you making such a big deal out of what happens every 4 years in D.C.? Has been since the beginning of this country. Whipmaster says, Miss Amy, you got it. Capitol. Amy says, but yet, it's considered hate speech to burn other flags. Right? The only flag we should be worried about protecting is this one. Monkey Juice says, nobody above the law. That's right. Then how come all the Democrats are getting away with shit and all the Republicans are getting charged with shit? How's that? You're right, nobody's above the law. How come Hillary Clinton's not sitting in jail? Amanda says, I think if a flag is worn or tore up and is all ready for retirement, then it should be taken to the military and have it properly burned. They have an entire ceremony they do with retired flags. That's a lovely sentiment. Or you should just take it out of service and hang it up on a wall somewhere or put it in a case or give it to some veteran who fought for that flag as an honorable thing, or use it to be one of those flags they put over caskets. I wouldn't mind my casket being covered with a tattered American flag, meaning that it had some service, and that's more valuable than one that's brand new. But that's just me. Maybe I'm old. Monkey says, nobody, not even you, Monkey Juice. The Whipmaster says, and who is above the law, by the way? Who is getting away with illegal things? Is it Trump? I don't think so. Whipmaster says, y'all don't be burning flags now. That mess is for the fringe weirdos. I think what she meant is properly disposed of. A flag that is no longer useful or functional. And I agree that it should be done with respect if it's going to be done. But more especially, why not use it as a memento once it's reached its usefulness? Give it to somebody. Whipmaster says, this and always will be a republic. This always has been and always will be a constitutional republic. Correct. Linda says, the doors to the Capitol were open to the public. They didn't want as many people as were there to come in, but they were only allowed in public areas. They never went in private areas. April says, agreed, Amanda. And Monkey Juice says, question, who brings bear spray, sticks, hang nooses to a rally? Nobody brought a hang noose. That was a hoax. It didn't happen. As far as bear spray, anybody who wants to be able to protect themselves in a country that has gone absolutely crazy, when you're going out into a public area with lots and lots of people who are going to be rioting. Shoefly. Whipmaster says, democracy is mob rule. We pledge allegiance to the flag of these United States of America and to the republic for which that flag stands. One nation under God, indivisible, with libertatum and justice for all. That's what we live under. Nothing else. Dana says, my dear grandfather once said, everyone has the right to be stupid, yet they have no right to force you to be stupid as they are. Or to force you to join their stupid ideology. Right. Hopefully we all have autonomous brains and can think for ourselves and, don't capitulate to stupidity. Monkey Juice says another weapon and other weapons to a rally. Well, the Democrats are bringing big flagpoles and knives and bike locks and everything else. Why wouldn't you arm yourself to the best of your ability without bringing a gun, I might add? You know, the people who support the Second Amendment didn't bring guns. That tell you anything? Maybe they weren't expecting what they got welcomed with. Yeah, how come Hunter Biden ain't in jail if nobody's above the law there, Monkey Juice? Good one, Amanda. Whipmaster says, me minus the noose, right? Yeah, I don't think there was a noose there. And if there was a noose there, it was a joke. I think there was an effigy of a guillotine that somebody put up that was made out of cardboard or something. And they put it on TV that they were erecting guillotines to hang Mike Pence. Or something like that. Or not guillotine, but hangman's noose. I think that might have been what he's talking about. But that was a joke. That was not real. It was about this big. Idiots. Go look at the actual footage of that and you'll see what I mean. Amy says Antifa brings those items to the rallies, right? How come Antifa can do it but Republicans can't? Whipmaster says, I'ma have my pistol. Right? Amanda says, right, Whip. And Linda Davis says, correct, Amy. Monkey Juice says, LOL. And April says, that's right. Sign language. Turkey. Great Scott. Welcome, Great Scott. Good to see you. William Cooper explained democracy by drawing an image of a crown above a cross where the crown or the government was over or controlled the cross or religion. Yeah. That's not going to happen, Great Scott. They're going to try to make it happen. But can't beat God. He built the place. And Amanda says, hi, Scott. And Monkey Juice says, yeah, okay, Republic, whatever. Doesn't change anything. Yeah, it changes everything, actually. Monkey Juice. You can't yada yada where you are. You can want to live in Germany if you want to, but you don't. You live in America. I suggest that if you like that kind of rule, you should probably move to Venezuela. I hear they got a corner on the market in that area. See how it goes. Spend 2 weeks outside of the United States in one of those countries that you're arguing for and see how you like it. I bet you can't wait to get back to America. April says Kevin's phone died and he wanted me to die. It's horrible, Kevin. Tell y'all. Oh, I see. Well, Kevin, invite us to the memorial. We'll bring flowers. Whipmaster says, monkey see, monkey do. Ah, that's a good one. I was thinking, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Amanda says, that sucks, Kev. Whipmaster says, way to take that L, Monkey Juice. Take that L. Amy retracted. I can't read it if it's retracted. April says, LOL, smiley face. And Amanda says, Republic, democracy. Huge difference between the two. And Amy says, I like garage pull in NASCAR. Like a garage pull in NASCAR. Right. Well, they said that there was a noose hanging up in the garage at NASCAR, and it turns out it was the thing they pulled down the door with. I remember that. Bill says, the ironic thing is it was safer to be in the Capitol than walking around D.C. That is ironic. True, Bill, says Amanda. Amy says, move to Canada and see how many rights you have there, buddy. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, eh? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, says Amanda. What it is? What's up, buddy? Who's choking on a chili dog? Jack and Diane. Outside of Tasty Freeze. Choking on chili dog outside of Tasty Freeze. Jack slapped back, put his hand right on what her name knees. Amanda says, I know what it is, and that's true. is a good song. Whipmaster says, what it is? What is it? Amanda says, good song, Jake. Linda says, Jack, Diane. Whipmaster says, play that funky music, white boy. Little funky music, white boy. Amy says, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Monkey Juice says, don't storm the Capitol. You non-Americans. Nobody stormed the Capitol, Monkey Juice, and they are all Americans. Monkey Juice says, never. Never what? Whipmaster says, little ditty about Jack and Diane. Little ditty about Jack and Diane. Two American kids growing up in the heartland. Walk on. It's a good song. Amy Elizabeth says, I like Mellencamp's music, but not his politics. I am from his state, Indiana. Yeah, he surprised me a little bit there. Him and Bruce Springsteen both. Weird. Kind of make you wonder how you ever like that stuff, but he does make good music. I played quite a few Mellencamp songs and Springsteen songs. And Amanda says, who's a non-American, monkey? Who you talking to there? Whipmaster says, dang. I was just joking, Mr. Jake. LOL. I'm the man. So they say. I don't know. Amanda says, Whipmaster, he's a human jukebox. Whipmaster says, he's playing that funky music for real. What it is funk fusion jazz. I like funk fusion jazz. I play Southern fusion is what I call the music that I play because it's everything mixed with a little Southern attitude. Says, for sure. Monkey Juice says, anyone who raised the Capitol, the building that is the American building. Yeah, which means Americans are allowed to be there, moron. Get it, Jake? I'm trying. April says, what it is, good to see ya. And Amy says, can you play Heaven by Kane Brown, Neo Country? It sounds like pop music, but not that song. I've never heard it, but yes, I could play it. I'd have to hear it. I don't know who Kane Brown is. Whipmaster says, Monkey, you didn't know you lived in a republic. Go read a book and come back with some common sense. Amy says, I'll pray for you, Monkey Juice. He is very misinformed about a lot of things. True. And Monkey, you are always welcome here, but you got to learn some stuff, buddy. Whipmaster says, go raid a library and read some non-liberal books. I agree. Monkey Juice says, yeah, okay. I'm glad you think it. Okay, amen, Elizabeth. Amy Elizabeth. Yeah, she does think it because she's right. I mean, there are some things you don't know, buddy. And you're woefully showing what the lack of your understanding in this conversation tonight. And I'm trying to be a little gingerly about it because I don't want to piss you off, but I want you to see the light, see reality. But you've been lied to a lot. And it's time that you pull your head out of the clouds and see reality because you live in it. Sooner or later, it's going to affect you personally and not just be something you can whine about on TV. April says, God bless us all. Amen. Great Scott says, some people change for the worst. Some change for the better. If I had a perfectly running Harley, I would just remove the label and not destroy it. Well, I have a perfectly running Harley, and I would just put duct tape over the label, but I'm not getting rid of it. I paid too much money for it. Great Scott says, I have a 74 Harley Sportster. Amy says that. I'd like to ride that. That's nice. That's the year I was born. April says, Great Scott, welcome. And Amanda says, he don't do new country music, Amy. I'm trying to get him to do some of it, though. LOL. Yeah, I don't care for new country music. It doesn't do it for me, but I'm open. If there's somebody that did a good song, I'll listen to it. I hadn't heard one in a while, but it is possible that somebody might make something not poppy. A lot of people was talking about that redheaded feller, Tyler something or other, and I listened to that and was like, what do you see? That's not good at all. Monkey Juice says, okay, and Whipmaster says, Great Scott. Your admirer of Bill Cooper, and then we'd be good buddies. Then we'd be good buddies, I bet. Great Scott, if you admire Bill Cooper, you and Whipmaster could be good buddies. Monkey Juice says, when Trump gets elected, I'll be the first one in line to be at the Capitol building. You go right ahead. It's your building. You have every right to be there. And guess who ain't going to whine and complain about you being there? Trump. He don't care. Amanda says, I know exactly what song she is talking about, and it's a beautiful song. Well, I'll have to listen to it. And if I can get into it, I'll certainly play it for you. Monkey Juice says, LOL. I'm working on a new song. Like that's your first listen to a new song that I'm writing. I'm not giving you the words yet. But that was the music. What do you think? You think I should continue? Amy says, if Trump doesn't get elected, I'll be the first one in the bread line. Right? Because it's getting expensive to live here. Whipmaster says, cool. See you there. Stop by and wave at the newfound Capitol. That will be thriving and prosperous. Amen, brother. And Amanda says, Kane is a decent artist. Young, though. I'll listen to it. Kane Brown and his wife have a new baby, says Amy. Aw. Very good, says Monkey Juice. Thank you. What it is says, in the midnight hour, she cried, "Mo, mo, mo," with a rebel yell. She cried, "Trump, Trump, Trump, fight, fight, fight." Oh, I'm sorry. Whipmaster says, sounds like a wonderful tonight by Eric Clapton. Close. It's a little different, but it's got the same rhythm. Good ears. I like that song. I won 38 talent shows in a row playing that song. So much so that they stopped letting me win. I'd get a standing ovation. They'd give the money to somebody else. Said, if we don't let other people win, there ain't going to be a talent show. I can't help that. And Amanda says, yes, they do, Amy. They have adorable babies. Amy says, my best friend and I went to see Kane in concert. It was awesome. I'll check him out. And Amanda says, he has a couple of songs I like, Amy. Well, you just lost me there. If she likes it, it sucks. Whipmaster says, that's a doggone good song. Thank you. I hope it is. Whipmaster says, can you riff Layla? And copyright, says Monkey Juice here, right? Bill says, good night, kids. Ugh, anyway, Jake, says Amanda. Night, Bill. Yeah, I like Layla. Layla. On my knees, Layla. It's been a while since I played that, though. No, that other one is I can't sing it too high. Anyway, she talks to angels. She never mentions the words addiction. Too high. In certain company. I can't hit that note. She talks to angels, calls them out by name. There you go. Whipmaster says, of course, LOL, you're the man. John says, thank you, Jake. Love listening to you. So knowledgeable and great music. 420. And good night, everybody. John, thank you for being here and God bless you. Linda Davis says, good night, all. Sweet. See you. SW. Smoke weed every day. No, I'm sorry. Amanda says, play She Talks to Angels, please. It's good music. There you go. Monkey Juice says, playing by ear is a talent. Yes, it is. And Linda says, Amanda says, good night, Linda. Whipmaster says, Clapton and Allman Brothers are my favorites. I know some Allman Brothers, too. Great Scott says, Monkey Juice sound like a nice fella. Sad nobody here. Said nobody here. Great Scott says, Monkey Juice sounds like a nice fella. Said nobody here. I like Monkey Juice, and he is a nice fella. He's just, ideologically challenged. But ain't nothing wrong with Monkey Juice. He has a right to be misinformed like the rest of us. That's why I exist, to inform, which I'll probably get heavily censored for, ironically enough. I might even get a community guideline strike for this video. Wouldn't surprise me. Linda Davis says, sweet dreams. Okay. You sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Amanda says, night, John. You don't have to sing it, just the melody. I played it. Monkey Juice says, Monkey likes music and guitar. Thank you. I like playing for you. Amanda says, thank you. You're welcome. Amy Elizabeth says, Monkey is okay most nights. Monkey is okay most nights. Don't judge him based on one night of comments, right? Nobody gets kicked out of here for saying what they believe. April says, this is perfect. Come kiss me one more time. Kiss me one more time. Kiss me one more time. What it is says, I live back in the woods, you see. Tomatoes and smoke too. I think it's, I live back in the woods, you see. Just a woman and the kids and the dogs and me. Got a shotgun, a rifle, and a 4-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country boy can survive. Preacher man said it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a-going dry. Yeah, that's a good song. Can't sing it, though. What it is says, Red Soul Vine. Oh, there, now you're reaching back. Monkey Juice says, I like you too, Jake. I like you too, Monkey Juice. Whipmaster says, Monkey Juice, you are welcome here. We pick at you, though, with love. That's true. Ask Jack if you don't believe that. They just ate him up tonight. Amy says, what it is, like the Simpsons to Mako. April says, much love, everybody. Jake, Amanda, Amy, John, Linda, Whipmaster, Monkey Juice. What it is, I love you all. Sweet dreams. God bless you all, and thank you all for being here. It is time for me to turn it in also. I will get to the bottom of the chat once again, but then I got to go to bed. I got some Star Trekking to do. Amanda says, Monkey is okay. He brings wildness here. LOL. Amanda says, good night, April. Amy says, Lita Ford, kiss me one more time. Lita Ford. I had a poster of her on my wall when I was a teenager. Ass on that girl. Good gracious. She don't look anything like that now, though. Now she looks like she died and her bones decayed and a lizard inhabited her body. Whipmaster says, country boy can't survive. Monkey Juice says, nothing personal, y'all. Not taking personal. It's just a show. I'm just leaning into the madness. Amanda says, that's definitely copyright, LOL. Well, I'll have to cut it out, but you got to hear it anyway. And Amanda says, we still love you, Monkey. And Amanda says, Jack had it coming. He did. April says, heart, heart, prayers, and hearts on a circle. And Whipmaster says, good night, y'all. Love to all. Amanda says, Spock, 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 heart, heart. And April says, surprised heart. And Amy says, Amanda, That's what his wife says. What it is says, good night. Well, I'm sorry we're leaving as soon as you got here, what it is. It was not intentional. It's just getting late. I'm already an hour and a half past end time, so. But you guys are worth it. Take all my time. I'll give it to you. LOL. Amy says Amanda, and April says LOL, and Amanda says night. What it is. This chat has got to stop jumping. Can't keep up with where I'm at. And Amanda says good night, Whip. And Bible study tomorrow, says Amy Elizabeth. Don't be late. 8:30 or 8 o'clock right here. 8 o'clock sharp, Eastern Standard Time. Untethered Live Bible study. Rock on. Rock on with your bad self. Amanda says, absolutely, Amy. And see y'all tomorrow night. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Bible study. I'll let you go with a song. Kiss me each morning for a million years. Tell me you love me with a smile. Kiss me each morning for a million years. Then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. Soften my pillow with a morning kiss. Sweeten my coffee with your sigh. Tell me you love me for a million years. And if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. It's hard to play guitar up like that. If it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. All right, good night, everybody. God bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow night. Maybe we can do a little better tomorrow night. We got 18 likes. That's not 20. And no super chats, but that's all right. We'll keep going. Have a great night. God bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me for Politi-tics, and thanks for watching.